Hey, y'all, and welcome to our podcast. Is This How It Ends? Where we talk about politics, aliens, all kinds of things, right? I'm Nell.
I'm so.
And welcome, y'all. So today's lineup, of course, is going to be a little bit weird. We're talking about hurricanes. We're talking about Trump assassination attempts. We're talking about Diddy, phase of human evolution. It's a lot going on, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get started. I don't know where to begin. So if there's so much to
Yeah, I don't. There's a lot happening. Like it's just 3,000 things, and we need to like pick just a select few. Do you want to start on the assassination?
Okay, so did y'all know that there was a third assassination attempt of Trump?
I personally did not know. I mean, I kind of heard it. I was like,
I heard it, and then like on some YouTube videos, they were like Trump assassination attempt ? It was just we were just all very confused. So I have some facts for you all. So, a third reported assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump occurred on October 12th, 2024, at a rally in Coachella, California. Authorities arrested a man named Vern Miller, a Las Vegas resident, near the event where he was found with a loaded gun, a handgun, high-capacity magazine, and fraudulent credentials at a security checkpoint. Miller claimed to be attending the rally as a supporter and had the weapons for personal safety. However, officials suspect he may have intended to harm Trump.
oh, so they're just making. They're not. He didn't do anything, but they're making the correlation that if he was there with all of that, then it was for Trump.
Yeah. Why all these attempts? Now, I mean, when he was president, he didn't have this many attempts. All his life, he's been screwed over people, and he hasn't had this many attempts. And now, all of a sudden, like when he's running again,
Yeah, I don't know. It all seems suspicious. The one at his what was it, Mar-a-Lago? I was like, that one sounded suspicious. This one sounds suspicious.
the first one sounded suspicious when he had the Kotex pad on his ear.
Yeah, and then when they research these people, they say they're Republicans.
Yeah,
so maybe his own people hate him.
I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I think we can move on to something else. Because,
yeah, we don't need to.
Yeah. So hurricanes, look, we've been hit by some pretty devastating hurricanes, Helene and Milton. So Hurricane Helene became one of the deadliest storms since Katrina, claiming over 230 lives across multiple states, with Florida's Big Bend region among the worst affected. Following closely was Hurricane Milton, which made landfall in Florida as a Category 3 storm, causing widespread damage, power outages, and prompting major evacuations. When Milton has weakened, recovery efforts are ongoing in impacted regions, including Florida, Georgia, and parts of the Gulf Coast. So,
yeah, that's crazy. Have you heard about just the conspiracies surrounding these hurricanes?
No. And I want to hear it. I'm waiting.
Right. So this is like, I love a good conspiracy theory. I love going down these rabbit holes, but sometimes it's like, come on, we are pulling at straws, right? So to your point, Nels, I mean, the hurricane season, they're becoming more violent, more unpredictable, more deadly. And, scientists who are under attack are saying that this is fueled by climate change.
Yep.
Warmer waters, rising sea levels, these conditions are like steroids for these storms. And that's what scientists are saying, but not everyone wants to believe that. Not everyone wants to believe that people, corporations are fueling climate change, right? It's caused by humans. Burning fossil fuels, deforestation, agricultural and industrial practices, all of these things are causing climate change. People don't want to, there are a lot of people who don't want to believe that. What they do want to believe is that the government, particularly Democrats and these global elites, are manipulating the weather to push their climate agenda.
Nope, absolutely not. So we're just gonna create a hurricane to kill all these people, cause all this devastation,
Yes,
which the government will have to pay for. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense. So we're intentionally intensifying storms to wreak havoc on conservative regions. So disregarding that in the history of hurricanes and tropical storms, that these are the states that are hit, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even understand it. But one of the things they're saying is that they're also saying that the government is trying to seize Chimney Rock. Chimney Rock is a town in North Carolina that was hit hard. So the government is trying to seize it and commandeer a lithium mine. There's no, as far as I know, there's no lithium mine in Chimney Rock. But if you Google it, they do say that there is one in Kings Mountain, North Carolina, which is about 80 to 100 miles away from Chimney Rock. So that's what they're saying. And it doesn't help that Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and other Republicans are helping push this. But what they're really trying to do, they're pushing the idea that all this chaos, the hurricanes, the damage, the political fallout is part of a grand scheme for Democrats to cheat their way into office.
Wow. Right? Talk about projection. If they could do it, that's something that they would do.
Right. Okay. And I think I think they're kind of like laying the groundwork, right? If Trump doesn't win in 2024, this November, the election was stolen. They already set it up. They're laying the groundwork for more election denial and using climate disasters as fuel for their fire. And it's so outrageous. It's so careless. It's so dangerous and irresponsible. We're living in surreal times. Like you don't know what to believe anymore. You just don't. Like, there's so much information. Some of it is true, some of it is not, and it's all mixed up. People are confused. They're overwhelmed, unsure what's what anymore. And these conspiracy theories, they prey on that. And that's the point. You flood the public with so much false information that no one knows what's true. So this is our new reality, right? To your point about Trump's third assassination, you just kind of like, what do you believe? What do you believe? And it's an erosion of trust and leaves us vulnerable, divided, and just ripe for manipulation.
This world is crazy, and that's why I say hi all the time. I don't need to be in reality. Not at all.
Reality is
it's for the birds. Honestly, it's for the birds.
It is for the birds. But I think I'm really concerned about the way misinformation is just spread, and it's really hard to decipher and look through what's real and what's not. And it's like, what's the end goal? They're banning books. They're doing away with all of these things. Like the education system is trash.
It's shot.
So it's really concerning to me. And I don't know what it's
going. Trust nothing. Not even the weather at this
point. Even us, your own research.
That's right.
Chimney Rock is not, I don't think that it has lithium mines. They're not trying to steal it, they're not creating hurricanes, to hit the two swing states. They're saying that because they're swing states. And how stupid would Democrats have to be, right? It's close to an election, but let me cause chaos.
Yeah.
Like ruin people's homes, like all this money you're going to have to shell out now. Like, well, no one's that dumb. I mean, Republicans think that people are just lack common sense.
I just wish it's so ridiculous now what's going on. Even just like Trump, like they're talking about him like actually soiling himself. Like that's the rumors. Like, yeah, that's how bad it is. And so it's like, it's too late to back out now.
It is.
And you should have had the come to Jesus moment like, the Dems did with Biden, but here we are. It just doesn't really seem real. And just to use justifications like weather manipulation, like these people, when Trump loses, they're gonna pull everything out of their bag, to see what sticks. Honestly,
Yeah.
like I'm nervous. These aren't.
Some are saying it's, they're voting for the party, right? Like Trump he's a wild card. Like he doesn't always he usually doesn't do what the party wants. Like he does what the crazy people want.
This man doesn't even know how to pronounce words. He was in Arizona. He meant to say Arizonians. He called them Arisians. I'm here with you, Arisians. Come on.
Who was it? Was it called? Was it him that said Haitian? Like
Haitian? That was Vance. Haitian. I just gotta vote, y'all. It's around. We have like 22 days left.
I'm
21 days.
To vote early next week, so I'm gonna vote at this.
I have no excuse. My voting place is in my building, so I have no excuse.
Nice.
Yeah, my community room.
Nice.
So I never have an excuse not to vote.
I wonder if it's going to be remember when Obama was on the ballot? Those polling places were insane.
Yeah.
Insane. I think I waited hours to vote.
Wow, look at you.
It was also my first presidential election since becoming a citizen. So I was like, oh,
yay. Yay. Off topic, but I just want to say Obama kind of shaming men that look like this about voting for Trump. I'm here for it. Totally here for it. Doesn't make any sense. Someone has to say it. Obama's like, nah, I could be the black uncle shaming y'all. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm here for it.
I love it.
I'm here for it. So there's one person I know in my life that I just don't understand it. I like just posting all this Trump stuff. Ciao. Anyway.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you could be for the party, but I'd be ashamed to even post anything about. How do you like the mind gymnastics that you have to do to justify?
Yeah, this man won't release his medical records, and now he's talking about Kamala having like hay fever, and that's why she's crazy. He's like, I aced my cognitive exam. You don't ace like a cognitive. I don't understand. You got a good score. I don't understand. Like, he's just rambling at this point, but he still hasn't shown us anything. Kamala has shown us her medical records. Like, how do you let this man just keep on getting away with this?
He's pushing hate, and people seem to love it.
Yeah.
It's hate and division.
Speaking of hate, which some people say is the actual opposite of love, which Brother Love, which was Diddy's new name. See how I connected that?
I like that. So
yeah,
Brother Love is Diddy's new name.
Well, he changed. He said that was his new name before like all this started happening. He was changing his name to Love, and then he was trying to Love Combs, Sean Love Combs. And he even has his youngest daughter. Her name is Love as well. And yeah, he was trying on this campaign to get people their publishing back. And it was like, sir, it don't matter now.
Oh my God. So his daughter's name is
Love.
You know what? I hope that he had some good lawyers and accountants that he's able to
put some money aside for his
kids, because so they don't have to try to get a job with a name like.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for them. The older sons, they participated, but the daughters,
And it's part of me, for the sons, they were groomed into that lifestyle, what I mean? Which is unfortunate, but at a point you have to be old enough to know that this ain't right.
Yeah.
But yeah, to raise your kids in that kind of lifestyle, their morals are probably a bit skewed too.
Definitely. And they're rich too, so their sense of reality is totally warped.
Oh yeah.
Totally. So Diddy has now been named in 6 separate lawsuits, followed by Tony Busby, the Texas attorney who says he's representing up to 120 alleged Diddy victims. And of the 4 of the 6 that filed so far, 4 of them are male accusers. So this is what I didn't like that was going on in like the YouTube blogosphere, whatever, that people are focusing so much on the fact that, oh, like he has male accusers now that are filing. And I'm just like, why is that the biggest deal? Like, apparently, allegedly, there's kids involved. Like, allegedly, he assaulted like a pregnant woman. Like, this man is lacing baby oil with drugs. Yeah, that's what they're
Are you
talking
just
about
saying
now.
that, or that's what they're saying?
That's what's been going around, that the oil was laced, and you technically you can provide drugs by transdermal, like as a route of administration, definitely. Yeah, so nothing is safe, you know, with him. You go to these parties, you're thinking like, here's a glass of water. Here's like, not everyone that goes there is like at the after party. They go to the regular party, they have something, everything is laced. So yeah.
There's evil in this world. There's
just
hate.
In October 2024, Sean Diddy Combs faced multiple new civil lawsuits accusing him of sexual assault and, okay, with YouTube, you can't say certain words. So I shouldn't even say. So SA and just say SA, right?
Okay.
6 lawsuits were filed, including allegations of assault on both men and women from 1995 to 2021. One particularly troubling case involved a claim that Combs molested a 16-year-old boy at a 1998 party. Other suits include charges of forced drugging, violent sexual assaults during private and industry events. Combs denies the allegations, calling them part of a reckless media circus as his criminal case proceeds. Here's the thing, right? When Tony Busby did his press conference and he said that when he first opened up the lines for people to call in, it was like 3,000 people that had called in. But then they narrowed it down to 120. But the people that actually have suits, they have things to corroborate what happened. They have medical records. Maybe they filed a police report. They have things that he's not choosing. These people don't have any kind of evidence against him. So this should be interesting, like how this goes, because how many times is Diddy going to go to trial? He already tried to get bail for a 3rd time. He was denied.
Wow.
And so the trial isn't going to start until May. So he's going to be in that janky ass detention center in Brooklyn, which has the worst conditions, until May. He's still complaining about the food.
Karma.
Certain rumors talking about he wants the nutritionist to come and make him some food.
And you
really,
know,
sir?
The thing with Diddy, and I'll say it, like there were always rumors, right, about Diddy. Like I think there were always people who kind of knew, like there's some shady stuff going on with him. It was alluded to, and now it's come out. Now it's all of that stuff it had to come out one day.
But the thing is, so no one, even when Cassie first came out with like her allegations, no one even believed her until like they saw the video.
Yeah, and what was sad, because you said there were people who they were like, she got punched. He punched her once, and they were sitting around. Like, you think they come forward and say, believe her, you know, this is what I witnessed. No one even did that.
But here's the thing, like at first I used to have like that same like mind frame, like, oh, like no one said anything, but I'm sure this man has unalived people, made them disappear. He blew up Kid Cudi's car. Like, you know,
that's a good point. Like, if you're also scared, who knows? And you know, a lot of this stuff is a lot of blackmail going on. So who knows
Yes.
what he has on these people?
Yes, and if some of the assaults like were videotaped, then the people aren't going to come out because he can blackmail them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
or they were in on it too, so they're not going to say anything again. Because then you look bad if you're like, yeah, I was there when he was beating the shit out of her, and I said nothing.
yeah, and they were linking Kevin Hart to Diddy or whatever first, and you could see he was all up in the video with Diddy or whatever, laughing. And now he's like, I don't know that man,
No one knows that man.
Yeah, he's not trying to hear nothing. And I guess there's a rumor that there's a high profile celebrity that's in one of the videos as well. Actually, not even a rumor. Tony Busby said it. The lawyer said it.
Which video? Like an incriminating video? Or?
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Like, there's someone that could have been in the video, but it doesn't mean that they participated. Like, like they're the ones that drugged the person or whatever. Like, I think there's not releasing the names because they're not directly like related to the crime. Maybe they just happened to be in the video. Like, who knows? Maybe they were doing acts with someone that was consensual. Maybe they didn't even know they were being recorded. Like, who knows, But those names haven't been released yet. But Diddy is a whole demon. In anyone, and I'm going to keep it real, anyone that I know in life sides with this man and his acts, I don't know you no more, honestly. Because if you had the money, if you had the power, you'd abuse it just the same.
Yeah, power corrupts.
You have no morals. To see this man blatantly lied about the things that he did. And then once the video came out of Cassie, then he had to backtrack and be like, well, I apologize because we didn't ask for all that, did we? Asked for the truth. So if he lied about that, he's lying about all of this.
Yeah. To treat someone the way he treated her.
That's crazy. That is crazy. So I hope all these people that are suing him get his money. I hope so. But I don't know, child. How, like, he's already been through a few lawyers now. I think he has a new lawyer. Because he's really trying to get out on bail. And it's just like, no, sir, absolutely not. Because you are known for like just tampering with witnesses or something like that, or harassing them. Like one person he called like 150 times. Sir, you're a flight risk. Absolutely not. Stay your ass in the jail eating moldy bread. I hope there's mold on the bread. I hope the mold is like really green and it's raised up that it almost looks like broccoli. I hope it's that kind of mold, not even the mold you're going to scrape off. You can't scrape off that mold. The spores are all up and through.
I'm not one to celebrate anyone's downfall, but there are people like, you just had to come in.
A whole demon.
Kim Porter's up there. She's like, told you.
The angels got her. The angels got her. All right. So do you want to talk about another weird person, Elon Musk and his robots and whatnot? Because he's weird as hell too.
He is weird. I'm not going to focus solely on him. We're going to focus mostly on the science, mainly SpaceX, Tesla, and of course, yes, Elon Musk, real life supervillain. We'll start with the good. First, SpaceX. So on October 13th, SpaceX successfully launched its Starship rocket, marking a significant milestone. The Super Heavy booster, Starship's first stage, was caught by the launch tower's, they're calling them chopstick arms, after precise landing, which was a first ever feat. Now, let me see if we can show this real quick.
By the way, don't we still have some people up in space lost somewhere?
Girl, we still got people up in space, okay?
Okay, we got people up in space lost, but all right.
They're not lost, but they're not coming home.
Up there.
Yeah, they're up there. They're not coming home. They ain't coming home for a little bit. So they're going to come back home in next year, I think January, and they're going to come back home on a SpaceX rocket. So Musk, as much as we hate them, he's going to be the savior. I know he loves that.
Oh God.
This is what we want to see, and there we go. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. This was really really big. So what I just showed you, that super heavy booster. So the job of that heavy booster is to provide the initial powerful thrust needed to lift a spacecraft like SpaceX Starship off the ground and through the Earth's atmosphere. It uses multiple engines to generate immense amount of force, enough to propel the rocket's upper stages into space. Once it completes its job, it separates from the upper stages, which continue the journey. And normally this thing right here, the booster, some parts of it remain in space while the rest returns to Earth, usually falling somewhere in the ocean. But this time around, SpaceX was able to recapture it, it's a huge deal. Rocket parts are expensive. Like a booster like this can cost about $50 to $60 million. It could cost millions. So being able to reuse this, reuse the booster in other parts of a rocket, figuring out how to do that, which SpaceX did, that's like the next phase in trying to make space travel a bit less expensive. So kudos to Musk on that. Well, to SpaceX.
Look, I don't think we need to Muscovize space. Okay, we don't need. I mean, yes, this is good. I just don't like his ass, and I don't want any of his juju, his aura, up anywhere near Mars when we go there. Absolutely not.
I know his head's already big, so could you imagine?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but I mean, his company is really, they're making a lot of strides in this space. At least SpaceX is. Now Tesla. Let's get into Tesla. Last week, Tesla had a We Robot event, and now if We Robot sounds like a little bit like iRobot, like you're not, right?
Stole it from the movie.
When you see this, like I feel like Elon watched iRobot and then went to his developers and said, "Hey, I want everything to look just like this."
Yes.
He's like, instead of iRobot, we're going to make it different. We're going to be like We Robot. Since we all know in iRobot what happened, the robots wanted to kill all humans. Well, they wanted to help them, even if it meant killing them for their own good. So,
well, girl, that's what's going to happen anyway, okay? Because the robots going to see humans are not worth much nowadays, and they're going to kill our asses. So when you mentioned to me about the robots, I started like looking it up, and they showed a video of the robot dancing.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that. Yeah,
role. I was like, you can tell the programmer might have been melanin deficient or just lacking rhythm, because
well, let's
robot doing this.
Yeah. So let's take a look. So that was part of it. So it was 3 things that were featured at this big reveal. It looked like a really good party though. So kudos to that. So he revealed the Cybercab, the Robovan, and the Optimus robot. So let's take a look at this video. I love the beginning.
Oh my goodness. We don't need him.
Oh
my goodness.
You know what? That's mean. I don't need to make fun of him. So that's the cyber cab or whatever.
It's so ugly.
It's hideous, girl.
It's hideous.
Let's go on to.
So we have quite a show for you tonight. I think you're gonna like it.
Oh my goodness.
As you can see, I just arrived in the Robotaxi, the Cybercab, and there's 20 more where that came from.
There's 20.
Wow.
All right. So let's go to this cyber taxi.
Now the cyber taxi, what is it?
Actually, we saw this. That was just a cyber taxi. We're going to go to what he got into is the cyber taxi.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the what we're going to show now is the
Oh, and
the RoboVan.
Also, what
the hell is
if you need
this?
a vehicle that is bigger than a Model Y?
But
what the hell is this?
I know, but let's go to, and then I guess this is the part where we get to see his robots.
Progress.
This scared the
with the Optimus.
Absolutely not.
And as you can see, we started up with someone in a robot suit, sort of down, and then we've progressed dramatically year after year.
Yeah. Okay.
No, so, absolutely not.
So that's that. And then someone was like, how the cyber, the RoboVan looks like, it looks like the van from iRobot, where all the evil robots came out of.
Yeah, it does. I was like, this looks familiar.
I'm telling you, like, this man has no imagination. Like, he saw that movie, loved it, and said,
just wants to spread this ugliness. That's why it's supposed to be contained in a movie. We don't want this here. This is ugly.
It's hideous. So,
first of all, now, I love my people, but you can't tell about technology because it's going to bring some like foolishness. So rapper Slim Thug was, talking about the robots like, oh, if we get a robot, we're going to replace you women, because we'll have robot cook and clean and we got to care about his feelings and have sex with the robot.
Then you do that and leave women alone.
Look, the women on this planet will thank the robot gladly. Just go ahead. Just first of all, I read that these robots like start at like $16,000. So good luck.
Yeah. Well, that's
the price to pay for
now. So the taxi starts at 30. He's saying it's going to be for 30,000. But yeah, right. That's the same thing when he said Tesla, there was one price for Tesla. And then like right before it came out, he was like, nope, I'm jacking this up like another like 20 grand. You either bought it or you didn't. And his stans said, okay, we'll do it. Even though we prepaid.
Here's the thing. Like Elon said something about like, oh, you can have the robot like basically do domestic work for you, like cook stuff for you and bring stuff to you, whatever. And it's just like, I'm all for creation and progression, but to create things that will then like, how would that affect the domestic workers? You understand? Like, you know what I mean? Like you create things that to replace people because you've never had to work. You don't know what it's like to have a job of yours under threat because of technology. So you keep creating these things that does the job for everyone else. And then what about the actual like human beings? Oh, robots can do all these things, but then people are out of a job.
Yeah. And you know what? So they like to tell us, right, when it comes to these things, they like to tell us tech is supposed to save us time, give us more leisure, make it a more green space, and do all of this and do all of that. When OpenAI, ChatGPT came on the scene, like it was a huge thing. Like the stuff it was able to do was amazing, which caused a lot of jobs, to be eliminated. And those of us who are still working, our jobs didn't get any easier. We're still working the same amount of time. So if you really want to help people, if you really want to help me save time, you want to help create more green spaces, create a technology that I don't need to work and like all my needs are provided for. I could buy a house. I could raise a family if I choose to, or I could raise a cat if I choose to. Shout out to the cat women, okay?
And Malik's child green.
Yes. Like if you want to really help people, if you want us to have more time or more leisure time, like, why don't you do that? I don't want tech that frees up my time just so I could still sit in a robo-taxi for 2+ hours to get to work and work like 40+ hours a week. I don't want that.
That's true. And now they having people come back to work. Right. Now
this is not for us. It's not for us. It's not to give us back time, because guess what? Something will come and take its place, mainly work.
Yeah.
So this is not, this is capitalism. It's not to help us.
It is. And here's the thing, right? We have to work to buy the shiny things that are supposed to make our life easier. And so in reality, just lower the prices of everything so we don't have to work so hard and do all of the things. That's the reality of it. you know, but that's not going to happen. We got to be able to work to afford the shiny things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know?
But I love how, so when it comes to the Optimus robot,
really not.
It's not. So the version that is now, it's not fully autonomous. Mm-hmm. Remote control. So it's remote controlled by someone in another country. Who's to say that person is not spying on you or gathering data about your life?
Of course.
You know, and company, you know, Musk and these other big corporations, they built empires on collecting data. Like, why wouldn't this robot just be another tool to do the same thing?
This robot all up in your house, all up in your spice cabinet.
Yes, exactly.
Just all up in your business.
Yeah, and then first of all, this has been a long time coming, right? I don't know if in 2021, when he first revealed that he was working on this, he had a whole reveal, and this is. Let me show you what this reveal was. So this man is like, I'm working on a robot. People are excited. You know, he hosts this event, and let me show you what we see.
He's so weird.
And then the fact that he was able to do this, and like no one bats an eye, like his stocks still go up, like people still believe in him. I don't understand.
Like, I don't understand it either. Like, he can use his money and his influence to, like, not saying this stuff doesn't matter. Like, SpaceX is dope, you know, but like, there's stuff that's happening right now to real flesh and blood people. I don't get it.
Yeah, so this is
Is that someone in a robot outfit suit?
This was his reveal.
What is this?
This was in 2021. That's Musk to the side.
That's who?
That's Musk to the side, if you can see that person.
Oh, I see it right there. What in the? Absolutely not. First of all, these moves are awful. Absolutely not.
That was 2021 when he said he has a robot to show us. Fast forward, we're now in 2024. It's no longer a man in a suit, but now this thing is not even, it's not fully autonomous. Okay. So, and we think he's like some great genius, and
he just has a lot of money and he likes to tinker with toys.
Yeah.
That's it.
So the cyber cab or the robo taxis, this is already a thing. So there's a company called Waymo, and they have self-driving taxis, and they've been cruising through cities like San Fran, LA, Phoenix, and Austin for a while now. So this is nothing new here. The robovan, there was these journalists, Rebecca Bellin and Maxwell Zeff at TechCrunch described the robovan as having a retro futuristic look somewhere between a bus from the Jetsons and a toaster from the 1950s. First of all, I think this thing, it looks like a trolley. Like, it literally looks like a trolley. So we're just, like, it's
like, is it a robovan like a minivan, or is it just a van like for transport? Like, is it
I think it's a van for transportation. Transportation. It's a van for transportation. This is only a prototype. Only that one van exists. I think for the cyber cabs, he has a couple. The robot, he has I don't know how many, but the van, I think he only has one. So yeah, I mean, so he has this big event and shows off these toys. People have all the jokes, right? I love, to me, that comment about the Jetsons in the 1950s toaster. Like, all
That's
of his
accurate.
All his inventions have that feel that someone, like what someone in the 80s would envision a future in 2015 would look like. Like, that's what.
Yeah, it was giving me the taxi was giving me like RoboCop with a little bit of Knight Rider. It was just,
yeah,
and it's ugly as hell. Like, the cyber trucks, ugly as hell. I've seen like 3 of them recently, and I'm like,
Mhm.
why?
I see them. I see them all over Georgia.
Mhm.
So it is. So I don't think anyone really liked any of what he showed off. People were so underwhelmed. In fact, it was so unimpressive that Tesla's shares fell 7%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Musk's net worth dropped by a staggering 15 billion. I say staggering, but I'm sure to him 15 billion is not
Drop in
a
the
lot.
bucket.
And a Wall Street analyst called Tesla's 30,000 robotaxi, dubbed the cab a toothless taxi in a note to investors Friday morning, adding that
Wow.
Tesla has ambitious targets with little evidence of feasibility. He does this often. He promises the world and he gives you a man in a robot suit dancing around, or this
That was low
robot.
budget as hell.
Yeah,
That was low
yeah. So
budget.
he has a habit of overpromising and coming up short. He's not an innovator, right? Thinking about like his robots, companies like Boston Dynamics, they have several variations for like a dog-like robot and humanoid ones that can jump, that can pick up things, that are fully autonomous. They don't need someone to remote control them from another country.
Yeah, I see these Chinese robots,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
they had better dance moves by
Yeah.
far. And I think the video was like actually from a few years ago. It was like these Chinese robots, and I was like, yeah.
Well, so Honda back in the 80s. So again, this man he's not reinventing. He's not inventing anything. This thing already exists. So Honda, back in the 80s, developed a humanoid robot. It had a few prototypes, including the Asimo robot that was autonomous. Asimo had the ability to recognize moving objects, postures, gestures, its surrounding environment, sounds, and faces, which enabled it to interact with humans. It could detect the movements of multiple objects by using visual information captured by 2 camera eyes in its head, and also determine distance and direction. And it could do a ton of other things that this, whatever he presented to us, can't. So again, the tech is there. It's been done. I'm not sure why Elon is seen as the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit of this AI movement and tech advancement. And he's not. Like, he made a name for himself early on as some innovator who had the answer to this utopian future. He doesn't. And the more I hear him speak, and the more I look into what other companies are doing in the space, and the more he becomes a deranged MAGA, the more I'm like, this man, he just has enough money to hire the right people, buy up the right company, to make him look like this, Einstein level genius. Which, I mean, I do think he's smart. I just don't think he's who he likes to portray himself to be. So, and honestly, if we're gonna get like robots, like he's thinking, like the babysitters, the lawnmowers, and all of that, it's gonna come from Japan.
Yeah.
Japan moving in the future, and they probably have the tech, but they're like, we're not giving it to the U.S. because y'all militarize everything. Like, it's like, how can I make this a weapon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's it. And it was very underwhelming. And I would like for these companies to create tech so I do not have to work, and all my, like, that's what I want. If you just leisure time, like, I hate when they come out with these things and like, oh my God, you're gonna have so much time. It's gonna do this, it's gonna do that, but I still have to work 40 hours a week.
Yeah, absolutely not. No.
I don't get to drive as often, great, but I still got to go into the office at 9 and then leave at 5. So
no.
I still don't. What leisure time do I have? They're like, oh, he was saying for the taxi, he's like, you could sleep in it, you could do work in it. I'm like a train. I'm like, how is that's how you know he's like so
removed. I'm saying, like, these people create these things and they have no concept. Just like Trump. It's like Trump. He doesn't create things, but except stories of. Never mind. But Trump being in the supermarket looking all lost, grabbed like a random bag of popcorn. This man has never grocery shopped for himself He's never known what it's like to write a resume. Like he doesn't know. And you want him to rule the country? You think he cares about food prices? I don't get it. I get it because it's aspirational. To be melanin deficient and have money and power. That's aspirational for people.
Yeah.
But for us regular folk, it doesn't do me any good, honestly.
It doesn't. I don't care. Like, again, like OpenAI, ChatGPT, these super powerful machines that can do all of this work. People still gotta work. First, people either lost jobs or they're just working the same. Like, it does nothing. Whose time is it freeing?
It helps me with my emails, but then it just frees up more time to write more emails. So
exactly, because the man is going to be like, "Oh, you did this so quickly. Either I should get rid of you and just let it do that, or I can give you more work." They're going to find work to fill it up, and I don't care about any of this stuff. There are real problems that we can be looking into. The stuff that we put money into, it's just, I get it. It'd be nice to, have some, energy efficient, whatever. And that's another thing, like all of these, electric, they're all electric.
Yeah.
Grid to support it. Like, I don't understand.
Facts.
We do not have the grid to support it. California is on this thing where like they want people to have like electric cars by whatever year it is, which is not that far away. On what freaking grid?
Facts.
I don't understand, but it's all about the money.
Yeah.
So this is what this is about.
All right. So stay woke, y'all, because
can we watch that video again?
The one of the dancing robot in the suit? Yes, let's watch it again, please. Musk was like, yeah. On the side, like, yeah. Absolutely not. This is awful.
Not even good dancing either.
Not even good dancing either. First, I was like, okay, you were doing the robot. All right, you were getting this. And then all that other stuff, I don't know what that was. That is so low. That is low budget as hell.
Imagine you invite people to unveil this robot you've been working on and promising them. And they get there and they're like, how are you not chased out of town? Like, how do you?
Low budget as hell. You know what that reminds me of, which is related but not related?
Yeah. Like, how do they not vote you off these companies? These shareholders are afraid of him because any other company CEO, they've been like, how can we get him out? Like,
girl, this reminds me of, actually, it's a kind of a Diddy story, but not. So me and Javi, shout outs to my boo Javi, we were at Diddy's restaurant, Justin's. And so my mom was promising us that we were going to meet Tyson Beckford. We're like, oh, Tyson Beckford, we going to meet Tyson Beckford. Then she was like, oh, here's Tyson Beckford's daddy. We were like, what, girl? We don't want to meet his daddy. Then she made us take a picture with him. Low budget as hell. Managing expectations. She was the Elon Musk of our hopes and dreams of meeting Tyson Beckford.
I didn't know Diddy had a restaurant.
Yes, in the city called Justin's. I remember we went there and they were like, oh, do you want some water? We thinking it's water a la tap. And then it comes in this fancy blue bottle. The water's like $50. We were like, what in the hell? You better put that shit back.
That happened to me once. I went somewhere. They're like, do you want tap or still? I was like, oh, I want still. And then they bring us this fancy bottle. I'm like, oh, this is nice. And then we had like 3 of them. $15 each. We're like, what?
Absolutely not.
It was Voss. That I think that's how I say it. VOSS.
Oh really yeah, that's good water.
But
not good water.
Yeah. All right. So that's that girl.
All right. Yeah, that was a whole heap of a hot mess.
The future is almost here, and it looks like we're living in the 80s still.
Yeah. Well, maybe what's up next is a little bit more hopeful. So now on to shady astrology, where I normally
How's that hopeful?
I'm gonna get there, girl. Let me get there. Where I normally would get in your zodiac's ass, but since I did that with the Libras, no shout outs to the Libras. But my one Libra friend was like, "Is that what you really think of us?" Yes, girl. But I said good things too. I'm gonna take all I got to give, all right?
Getting the bad.
We're gonna talk about it's actually a really special time because there's a full moon in Aries on October 17th. And it's supposed to be a big deal. It's called the Hunter's Moon. And what makes it such a big deal is that it'll be the largest supermoon of the year. At its nearest point, it will be 222,000 miles from the Earth and appear 7% larger than normal. So, y'all, it's a big ass moon.
October 17th.
Yes. So, Aries, right? What does it mean when the moon's in Aries? So, Aries is a fire sign that is known for its bold, assertive energy. So, this full moon encourages people to take initiative, assert their personal needs, and embark on new projects or changes. It's time for bold decisions and embracing leadership roles. But there also may be some heightened impulsivity or conflict. That's right, because Aries, they be doing the most. They're real intense, right? Aries can push individuals towards fast, decisive decisions without fully thinking them through. So, bold, big ass moon. We have some bold, big ass decisions and things that we need to work on. Tap into your inner Aries, y'all. I think Aries is the ram. Tap into your inner ram and ram towards those goals, right? That's right. It says now's the time to reflect on personal goals, set boundaries, and embrace courage. But it's also important to balance this fiery energy with patience and mindfulness to avoid unnecessary conflict or burnout. Yes. So the moon will be big and bright on the 17th of October. You know, set your intentions, make those decisions. You got anything bold that you want to do, Soph?
Girl, I have so many bold things that I want to do. I'm gonna work on them.
If I were to be bold, I would just quit society. Me and Enzy and my plants would just live on a commune in North Dakota somewhere. But that's it for shady astrology. Can't speak shady astrology. See, it wasn't so bad, right?
No, it wasn't so bad. One thing I wanted to look into. So there's supposed to be like an extra moon in the sky. I'm going to read this article because I think it's cool. So this fall, I think beginning sometime in September, the skies will hold a special treat for attentive space lovers. Over the next 2 months, Earth will have a second moon beginning on September 29th, just after 4 p.m. An asteroid will enter Earth's orbit and travel in a horseshoe-shaped path around the planet until it departs on November 25th. Earth's second moon is actually an asteroid named 2024 PT5. It's considered a temporary mini moon because moons are scientifically defined as naturally formed bodies that orbit planets, per NASA science. But to us Earthlings, it won't look like the moon we know and love because it won't be visible to the naked eye. In fact, the second moon is so mini that even a normal telescope won't be able to capture it. To see it, you'll need a telescope at least 30 inches in diameter, paired with a CCD or CMOS digital detector. So while we do have the second moon, you will not be able to see it unless you have special equipment. So that's pretty cool, tying into, big ass
moon.
Yes.
Yes. You got a tent moon, a mini moon, and a big ass moon.
Put that out. All right. So yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, y'all, thank you for joining us for this episode. Until next time, please make sure if you like the vibe to like, comment, and subscribe. Shout outs to some new subscribers that we got. Shout outs to y'all because we got a few. Yes. Till next time, y'all. Bye.